unless they're banning the Shaman out, like, might get there. But yeah, it's going to be Senfglas versus Orange game 1. Shaman versus the Rogue.
Actually, always Shaman used to be one of the best classes against the Rogue. That was why it was pretty popular lately. I wonder how much it is now has been changed. But, well, Shaman can still do quite well, I think, against Rogue.
Rogue is strong, though, right? Like, Rogue always scares me, especially at the moment.
But the totems are so annoying to kill. Like, they are
That's
so
true.
not worth to backstep or to 5-1 Slayer, but you kind of are forced to.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Shaman has usually had a bit of an edge over Rogue. But yeah, Rogue can do some crazy things.
And also with the totems, though, they all help the Corridor Creeper.
Oh,
like,
wow.
one way or the other.
Evolve it one time, and there is an 8-drop. How amazing is that?
I actually think the other way. I think Rogue is favored, even though it's close matchup. But I think Rogue is slightly favored. But I think Senfglas is in good position because his Shaman can't beat other class anyways. LUL.
So you just Q it, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually killed into the best matchup for him already.
Oh,
Yes.
You don't like to see that card.
Yeah, it definitely was a good first throw for him, I think, too. Even though last match he actually won against Ali's Mage with the Shaman.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that was a little surprising. But it did happen.
I think he's just glad that Orange didn't Q Lock. Like,
Yeah.
Warlock would have just been like, oh, I guess you just take the win. You know?
And Orange just drew patches, so feels bad, man.
Oh, goes for the value. Firefly. Interesting.
I guess he thinks that they're just really important to trade with those totems like we were talking about, and they're
It
really
is.
good tokens.
Also, as well, I feel like Tar Creeper against Shaman can be a little bit awkward because of cards like, you know, Jade Lightning, Flame Tongue Totem is the Tar Creeper with 3 attack, where most of your stuff's quite small anyway, and you can trade it off pretty easily. So you just have to follow up with it now, so you can start chipping away at these minions. Not too bad.
Definitely think you could trade the spell power. You don't
Yeah.
want to see like any Maelstrom or even a Jade Lightning there on the Tar Creeper.
He does have Jade Lightning in hand, so I don't know though if it's really worth coining that out. This is kind of awkward.
It's actually really awkward, right?
Yeah, because like he has to, but it's just pretty bad.
Playing Shaman is one of the only Shamans I have seen. I know
Yeah.
you played Raven, but it didn't go so well.
So
what did you play for Shaman?
hang on. Senf beat Ali with Shaman, right? Took a game on stream?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
me and Senf have both
He
got a
won a
win with
game.
Shaman on stream.
He did win a game.
My list sucked though, so and it wasn't token, it was like the control one.
Mm-hmm.
But what I mean, do you actually know why Senf brought Shaman?
I think he just likes it.
Oh, okay, I
I
mean,
think he just likes the class and the deck, and
I respect that choice.
Yeah, you know what was really strong though? The new Evolve card.
Oh yeah, unstable.
Yeah, in the game versus Ali.
I
Yes.
was actually in the same group with Senfglas yesterday, so I feel like his Shaman didn't really win any game, to be honest.
I heard-
But today he won some games,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not yesterday.
I heard off stream he actually got the dream of like getting an apprentice from
did,
the
yeah, he
unstable
ran out of
evolution
time. Yeah,
against
yeah.
Sivka. He ran a little out of time, but he could still like develop quite some heavy minions with it.
This is to the extent was I was actually talking to Senf about that yesterday. He's like, oh yeah, I got apprentice, and it's fairly likely with the amount of evolve into 2 you're gonna do. And he was like, yeah, I think I waited too long though. The rope was burning, so I couldn't make all of my choices quick enough because the evolve was free.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, maybe on the evolve turn, you actually just go instantly and try and beat the rope. And it's just so funny that we're sitting there talking about the speed of playing unstable evolution or whatever that card's called in a meta where we feel like Shaman's probably the worst class.
I think Senfglas is looking for that double gangster. Will be really helpful now because he's really starting to fall behind. You see how much these fireflies and all the elemental tokens are doing here for Orange. So the call there on turn 2 is getting really key here already.
He need a spell power portal or portal J Lightning.
As evolve. Does it have Saranite Chain Gang that can get some work done? But without being able to pick
I
off
think
this
he
4-1.
evolves it already here, yeah.
Yeah. He has to, right?
Something that's quite some value, but that's not the problem now.
Ooh, Orange picked up the Minstrel, so he can just keep this going. He's not going to run out of stuff anytime soon.
Yeah, the Scalebane's a problem here as well, because if you look at the rest of Orange's hand, it actually doesn't really work that well together because it's just so high cost, but a Scalebane on a board with already a Scalebane and a ton of minions, you got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, this is already enough to kill the shaman.
Yeah.
Senfglas is so dead.
I imagine he's been in this spot many, many times.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, you play shaman. What do you expect, River?
All right. Shots. I'm not even playing anymore. I'm just casting. But no, I don't know. I think like with the power of Warlock, it's really weird to even want to bring Shaman. Like, because it's not as if Senf's even banned Warlock either. So it's not as if, it was a strategy against Warlock, and it's like, okay, I'll just ban it away and beat everything else. It's like, well, yeah, I just lose to the
No.
counter pick.
He has Jade Druid.
I can still
but-
see you doing well against like maybe a Jade Root or
Yeah.
the mages. Maybe it's okay against Tempo Mage, Shaman.
I can tell that he's trying to figure out three anti-aggro classes. He's bringing Warlock, Shaman, and Big Mage. So that's 3 anti-aggro class plus a Druid.
I kind of like I have the same, that I didn't bring a single aggro deck, so everybody that has like 1 or 2 aggro counters, but often people do 2 aggro decks, 2 control decks here
Yeah.
to cover everything. It kind of makes it harder for people to have just 1 dead deck, and that's kind of the case here maybe for Senfglas now.
Yeah, one of the problems I had, or I've seen at least, is I think like Jade Druid has caught a few people by surprise. Like that deck's actually just kind of hard to beat with a full control list. But
If Senfglas get this 1 turn earlier, I think actually he had a really good shot. If he drew the double gangster last turn.
Period.
here we go.
Well,
Oh.
Hey,
wow.
Oh,
back
I
in
just
it.
love the variation of noises we all made between
Yeah.
them. Oh.
Look good.
Good work, team.
Very articulate.
Yes.
That's how it works, right, casting? That's when something really happening, you have to like with your voice and make it
Yeah.
a little.
You just make noises.
Do we have to add the sound effect?
GG, I was the Lich King.
The Ruben Prophet's not exactly amazing along with the Horsey, but the other two,
They make up for it.
yeah. It's like when their powers combine, they make a good evolve.
Oh, yeah.
I actually think this is really
Oh,
swinging the
wait,
game
anti-magic
around.
shot. I didn't even look at that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that good because it's gonna be only hitting on 1 taunt.
No, but if he draws another Saronite, for example,
Yeah, he would have rather seen the board clears, but
Doom. Is it? No, Doom Pact. Sorry.
Doom Pact. Or even Death Coil.
Karen
the
really
5
slow
damage.
here.
Or 5 heal, maybe.
Taunt
Right,
totem.
yeah. Either one. That would have been probably the best.
I think Senfglas wants to maximize the trades here. He just doesn't want any minion that a Bowmare can just not connect. So I think he's hoping for the spell damage totem or the taunt totem here.
Just go trade one away and try and sell lethal, right?
I'm not sure. I will consider double trading into the Karen. Because is it still lethal? I mean, you have Bloodlust in the
Okay, sure,
hand.
yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
anti-magic
What can
shell,
go
the
wrong?
lethal's way better. Yeah. The trade's way better.
Bloodlust.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait.
That was a
Sonya.
quick turnaround.
It's
This is
after all
sad.
that, we're there like, yeah, Shaman sucks. And it's like, something's like, oh yeah, watch
Look
my
at
evolve.
Well, double gangster evolve used to be so good against Rogue. They always deal with 1 of the pieces, but to deal with 3 pieces
Yeah.
there without an AoE is just super hard.
And also just 2 solid taunts as well was kind of great from there.
I mean,
If
he
they
needed
weren't
those
the-
taunts or he
Yeah,
was dead.
he will be dead if it wasn't 2 taunts.
Corridor Creeper doing a good job here too in the deck. I mean, getting into 8-drop, and 8-drops are just in general really good. It became a little weaker maybe here, but it used to be just the magical number. If you can evolve into 8-drops.
Yeah, that
Just when
shit's-
you thought that Corridor Creeper couldn't get better, then you play it for 0 mana and make it an 8-drop.
Oh, it's also a beast, so let's play it also in Hunters and Aggro Druids.
I've already heard talk of people like, so how would they nerf Corridor Creeper? Just already, we're like, what, a week in? People are like, should it be a 4/4? Should it be 1 more mana so it takes that, 1 more minion to die to make it 0? I'm like, I don't know, but that card is kind of scary. But looks like the players are moving swiftly on to the next game. And I think Orange just suffered the frustration I think all of us have had against Evolve Shaman, where, okay, I'm doing well, they're going to die. Double Evolve. And you're like, no! Let's see if you can do it again. He's against Warlock now, and Coil, Defile.
1, 2, 3, but not the 1, 2, 3 you want.
Even just evolving a Void Lord to an 8-drop isn't really what you want.
Not sure if I like patches too
It's
much.
throwing that patches into
Yeah, I don't know
Mortal
if I
Coil.
like it too much. I
don't
sometimes
either.
like to go with Flame Totem.
Yeah, I agree.
The last game was so important for Senfglas because when he used Shaman to take down the rogue, his Druid can sweep generally all the class from orange now.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing if it comes to it. Orange playing the mage.
Both
Is
players
definitely
actually
playing
have a
well.
really good hand here. Mana Tide is so key against Warlock. If you don't have Mana Tide, you can never keep up with the hero power and with the Warlock.
Yeah, and Mana Tide is pretty awkward for the Warlock to deal with without like a Defile or a Hellfire.
I wonder if, not this turn, of course, but next turn, Senf really thinks about whether he would even want to hero power, depending on what he draws. You can just go into the 5/5 now, which is actually huge, because otherwise you're just creating a Defile for your opponent with the 1/1 Murlocs into like a normal totem into the
I
Mana
think
Tide.
you can't really play around the first Defile. The first Defile always happen.
Always gets
so like 1,000 ways to create that Defile.
I think Orange should here already directly go with the Hellfire.
Yeah,
I
I just don't want to. Okay, wants to go one
okay.
turn early.
But Senf positioned the totems kind of awkwardly. I feel like the
It's
flame
okay.
tongue
You
is a
want the
little
Mana Tide on the
worse.
left.
Oh, big boy's in the hand now. Here comes Corridor Creeper in the next turn also.
I mean, you get the Flame Totem now, so you get some decent value. But your opponent draws an extra card, so.
I've never seen someone hover over Hellfire so fast in my life. That was hovered over and almost played before Senf pressed enter. It was like, yeah, Hellfire, go. Oh, there's double evolve as well for next turn.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So this turn is definitely not going to be the Corridor Creeper. I think you want to wait with it.
Well,
You can, yeah.
Wait, Spellstone though. You've just seen Hellfire.
Yeah, I don't like this. I think
Ooh,
you
I think you could have
Or
waited.
is he going
there.
for the Evolve?
I don't know.
I like the Shaman.
It's always so awkward to play Corridor Creeper after Hellfire's played. I think you should always dodge that move a little bit. But here it's, I mean, it pays off.
I mean, he's not going to go for it. He's
You
gonna
can
go
also
for
not take a
wacky.
slow approach, I guess, against Warlock nowadays. So you just got to go for it. And, well,
He probably thinks that playing against a control warlock is playing around his removal, so it doesn't really matter if he gets
Yeah.
three big minions or like 4
that's
big
true.
minions.
And here we go, another one. That looks a little worse than the last one, but hey,
It's not great.
5 mana 2/2 is not so great.
I look at this ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thinking.
Yeah, the Rin's not bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ren is
Thinking.
not bad. 6/10, 5/3 is also not bad. Here it just keeps summoning 2/2s.
And also as well, you've got to imagine, it's not the perfect scenario, but the Corrupted Heal Bot, it's just a big statted minion as a 6/6. Yes, it heals your opponent, but I think Senf is more bothered about, trying to take Orange down in one turn with another Bloodlust, as opposed to like chipping him away over multiple turns, because that often doesn't work versus Warlock.
There is a pretty decent Deval here. You can even attack first, and it already stacks up to 3. You can consider the Spell Shield, and then the Deval clears everything besides the 6/10.
Is that the 5/3 is the one where if a minion dies, it summons a 2/2, right?
The only problem is you kill your own Void
Necrotic
Walkers. I don't know if I like that I kill all my own Void Walkers there.
The spellstone is 5 damage, right?
Yes. It's only been the help. Well, now it's 7.
What's this? It doesn't really kick well. I don't like this.
Into
It
the
doesn't clear too well.
was that into the bolt as well?
I don't like
That
this.
was-
That was not.
That was really weird.
That's kind of a waste of Devo. I would have considered spells on there because you also want to respect Troll here, I think. Oh, Senfglas trading that one actually away before Troll. That says us something
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
ring.
Like that.
Oh, there we go.
Even though as well, it's not even just Thrall, but Unstable Evolution, right? There's just so many evolves in this deck that... Ooh, Thresherden's not bad.
Well, if Senf gets 2 wins with the Shaman,
If
gonna-
Senf
gonna
gets
have to-
3 wins with the Shaman, then we're talking. Then SeatStory has gone truly crazy.
we're all going to be
Shaman
so
in the
wrong.
top 8. We'll call that, huh?
He can spellstone and
I
play.
think Senfglas also wants this Death Rattle to be on the board now forever, just to be safe against Nether. Spellstone is such a sick card. When this card
Yeah.
came out, it was like, yeah. When Warlock got healed,
Poggers.
I was like, okay, this is
It's definitely one of the better spellstones.
Yeah, it's just combined with the Librarian as well. It's just like, well, Librarian's a really good card, and it procs you Spellstone. It's like, these two seem to go together.
see the synergy there.
Oh, yeah.
I also like the way how he procs the Death Rattle to set up the Twist Nether.
Yes.
It's so much better than killing the 8/8.
Yeah. You just take the damage, right? For one
Yeah.
turn, it's fine. You need the board clear.
Well, he doesn't even have to take the damage because he has the Tar Creeper.
I don't know.
Could have been
what-
Jade Lightning.
Can you go
Yeah.
with this?
Even
Oh.
if he did have to take it, didn't really matter.
So here comes
Oh,
the
and the
seal.
8/8 becomes an 8/8.
Oh, that's the card I actually put in my Shaman deck.
Oh, you played that kind of shit. I have been trying it too.
Dude, the combo's
Actually,
sick. It's just really hard. The Spellstone is
Yeah.
so underpowered.
I was playing it on ladder, but it was not so fun with all the priests around that then mass dispel you and they just play Psychic Scream.
I played a game against a priest and he underwined my board of, I think, 5 of the 8/8s
But you have
with
to
the
play-
death rattles.
Yeah.
So the board was exactly the same, then I killed him. It was great. But that happens once in a while.
You just remember the good games. Like if they are the ones you gotta remember.
That's how I
man.
sleep at night, Ty. So I'm just going to think about the good games that happened in Hearthstone and not the bad ones.
Evolve a 5/5 into a 5/5.
Value.
Yeah.
Speaking of value, here comes Voidlord,
You
Adult Man.
kind of want to evolve this board.
He's getting
He
those
can
fields
just
going.
hero power the 5/5.
Oh wow, he's just going for the
destroyed.
rin.
He's
It's
like-
like I gotta rin you. I
Doesn't
mean, it
wanna
makes a
see-
lot of sense against Warlock, to be honest.
Yeah.
I kind of like the
I do too.
strategy.
He can get rid of his Gul'dan. and-
Also, let's just have a quick check.
Big game.
Obviously, he's got time, but it'll be what, like, he'll probably burn like 8 cards, 7 cards.
The problem is that all of his late game is still in the deck.
Yeah. If there was a Gul'dan here or something in the hand,
Yeah, it would be fine, but now he might want to try to get to it by tapping before the deck is destroyed.
Yeah. I think as well, though, what's pretty underrated is, like, Orange has already used the twisting, so just the demons themselves from seals are actually quite scary, especially in a Bloodlust deck.
Yeah.
And then also, even not so much burning the deck, but just creating fatigue counter so early is actually kind of good. Even if you kill 5 cards, you create it 5 turns earlier on average than fatigue would normally happen. So as long as you can just not die to the reverse swing from the Warlock, you're only feeling pretty good here.
Yeah, so he gets 2 draws this turn towards that. And there it is.
Oh, that was easy.
oh, that's really important.
I think Senf is just going to double seal, right? Again?
Yeah.
Probably he does.
If you did it last turn, I don't see a reason you don't do it
Yeah,
this
you also
turn, right?
want it now in the hand to have
Yeah.
the pressure
Summon
of
an
the
even
Azari.
larger man.
Well, now it stops.
There is-
so
oh, well,
it's
there's
kinda
only
a fair
one more
It's kind
larger
of like a
man.
fair mechanic, a balanced one. Oh, that's also
Balanced
great.
Jade.
Yeah, embellished.
Should only
When
ever
the-
go to 6
That destroys your deck with a 10/10 also.
When the Warlock gets Azari'd. Of course it happens against the Warlock.
So what Orange needs to do now is set up a board that's scary enough that kind of forces Senf not to play.
That's
Azari.
hard as Warlock, you know?
But,
You know how
but
many
it's very
defend-
hard. Well, it can
It's
be
very
hard,
hard.
but based on him being this far behind in terms of like Senf is still on 35 health, he's got a good board, he has Death Rattle on the board as well. So that's actually really hard because almost no matter what Orange does, Senf can actually just play this 10-10, I think.
I think he has
Yeah.
to set up a very clean board for Gul'dan. I'm not sure if I like this. I probably will tap to find one more card to wait for the 10-10 to land on the board and then play Twist Nether
Yeah.
to set up a board for Gul'dan.
Sure.
I agree with that.
Because in this position, you know you're getting it blown up, right? So you may as well
Yeah.
just try and steal that one extra card.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm out,
I'm out of cards. Yeah, I was also considered tapping there because the 3
Gotta
line
keep
just
up with the
gets
sound
Yeah.
effects, guys.
He didn't get the Gul'dan value at all. Like the board is like nothing to
No.
Shaman.
And the 3/9 got just traded away on board already, so
Yeah.
I definitely will consider having at least one extra card there.
Just to double check, he's in fact.
And also, it's a much better way to use your removal. Like right now, you're generally using your Gul'dan to answer that board. But if you play greedier, like tabbing last turn and use the Twist Nether to clear, I think that's much better to use on using your resource.
Yeah, because Twisting Nether is almost a dead card now, right? Because you don't want to twist in the board you've just generated with Gul'dan, so then that sits in your hand for how many turns? Like probably
It's unplayable pretty much.
You want
He's
to use your
not good.
Gul'dan to set up a board to kill the Shaman instead of clear the Shaman's board.
a whole lot of 1/3s.
Yeah, there's just no way at this point.
Wow!
Wow.
God, he's evolved.
Keeps going. So sick.
The high roll potential of Shaman is pretty nuts.
The fact that you can just flip the board sometimes is just insane.
Well, the hand is getting a little bad too for Senfglas now. I mean, this hand,
Senfglas also
this
has
hand
like
is a really bad reactive hand.
Senfglas also has like 1,000 draws left till he even has to
but
worry
then
about what Orange is going to do.
There isn't hero power that is really good from the Warlock here, and the Shaman doesn't have any heal.
And it's still only 3 a turn though.
Senf has Bloodlust. And also the heal that like Orange gains from the hero power is just negated by fatigue by the time he even loses the armor. So.
And now that Orange is going for this plan, Senfglas definitely insta plays the Bloodlust here, because you're never gonna get. You play for the board and you can play a Bloodlust like this. It's like the dream. It's amazing.
Shaman tier 1. Don't.
Yeah, this game is so rigged. There's no way Orange win this. Even if Orange played perfectly, like last turn or last turn, he still lose.
There's nothing he could do at all.
Public service announcement, though,
He
just
has
to be
an,
official,
he
the
has
game
an
is not rigged.
unplayable hand.
It doesn't
Why
matter.
no
He has
hero?
nothing.
Why no hero power? Just like on a 1, 2.
He's just like, whatever, I don't even
Just
have
need it.
to.
Just need it. So, yeah,
For the
man.
BM.
what
Come
hero?
on, if you have the troll hero power, you always use it.
just gonna-
Even if there's a chance it gets Virtue, you want to use
You
it.
know, it's going to be
Okay.
so funny. You'll just-
Tyrion,
you can
evolve
just
on
troll
face.
him. You can just- oh, okay. Senf goes 2-0 with the Shaman.
Wow.
I would have loved to just see the mind games between the Corridor Creeper getting played and passing, and then Orange like hero powers the Creeper, then you just attack and evolve, and then does he hero power the minion again because it's full health? Oh, it would have been so funny, but Senf does take it. Shaman. Is Shaman going to sweep, guys?
I wonder how.
That's ring. That's generally Warlock card. So Warlock swift.
I wonder what
Keeper.
Warlock helped.
I wonder what Orange is thinking now after the first game with the Rogue,
Well,
and then the second game you get
I
rinsed
think
by.
if we just take a glance at Orange's
Yeah.
face, you can tell what he's thinking at this
Well,
point.
I was just talking to him before this, and he was saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the Shaman at all."
Famous last words.
And he was also saying that he thinks Shaman is favored versus the Burn Mage, so he's not. He's got to not be happy here at all.
Yeah.
And especially when we find out Senf has teched in 1 healing rain.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I don't think
I was thinking about Senfglas can sweep Orange with J Druid, but now that Shaman has already done all the work already.
and he still has Mage and Druid left. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's really, really tough. Orange is gonna have to pull off some Aluneth tricks here.
I think he's looking for AoE from the shifting straw. It makes sense.
Or just a 30 damage Pyroblast or something at this point. Oh, speaking of which, there's one.
It's cool that it also keeps getting cheaper, the random spell now after you got it from the glyph, that every time you go to another spell, it's
Yeah.
2 cheaper.
I didn't actually know that was the case, but
You know, I don't know what happens because I've never done it before. What happens if you Dragon's Fury the shifting scroll? Does it just hit for 0?
I don't think that it's a spell until it's in your hand, right?
So it's a nothing.
It doesn't
It can't
come
be
out.
pulled.
Yeah, I
it
don't-
can't be Death Crypt. It can't be pulled out.
I would imagine, but I haven't like seen any proof.
No, you've just told me now. It's fact.
Oh, okay,
just
that's
taking
fine.
your word for it.
Sweet. Sounds good.
You're telling me you didn't code this card
I
into the
didn't.
game?
I didn't, and I didn't test it out either.
okay.
Just to be clear.
Great.
but I think that would logically make sense.
Yeah. Okay, well, I kind of blanked and now Senfglas has a wide board, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and also the Flame Totem connecting it directly, so much face damage, Bloodlust in the hand, it looks quite like a good spot here already.
And having just like, yes, he takes 4 damage, but just having bad minions to throw into a runes is actually pretty nice.
Yeah. Is Orange dead next turn? Monka
Is Orange
Oh.
just dead full stop at this
Yeah.
point?
I am so impressed by the Shaman right now.
I'm worried about what I'm going to have to ask Orange when he comes over to the couch. If he loses this series, I'll be like,
I think
So-
maybe there's a reasonable chance he's just not gonna get to the couch.
I'll be like, it's okay, Orange, you
I
keep
wouldn't-
walking, mate.
I wouldn't blame him.
I won't blame him either. I actually won't blame him either. But let's not talk about. Let's just see what happens, okay?
No, let's not.
But we just said it already now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make a deal.
Yeah.
Orange.
If Orange loses, and if he comes over for an interview, you can interview him, okay?
Me?
Yes, you can ask him questions. I
I
will.
ask Orange, have you ever actually done anything in your 3 games? I don't see anything you have done before you die in the past 3 games.
And that's why you're doing it and I'm not. So back to the game, though. Senfglas is just, look at the ball.
There the 8 drop at turn 5 already.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
But look at
What
this.
did he get?
This
And the
is
mana
embarrassing.
worm too.
Oh, the charge,
Orange
oh,
double sword.
This can't
Senfglas
be
keeps
enough,
beating
man.
Orange up with his own class's
Oh
cards.
my god, Sam.
It just can't
Look
be
at his
enough.
face.
It just can't be enough. These games are so
I
disgusting.
don't even know what to say about that.
When you think Court or Creeper can swing games around, well, you're a man with the evolve mechanic. Holy. It's just incredible.
Orange is literally tilted on camera now.
Oh my goodness.
I've got nothing, guys. I'm
I-
done.
I-
You guys
I
carry
don't
on. I'm
even-
done.
I can't. I don't even. I don't even know.
I feel bad for Orange, but it is funny.
Yeah, like Orange literally didn't do anything.
there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can
He
do.
could not do a single thing, and that's
is-
what's so sad about it too.
This is a
No.
pretty nice looking Maelstrom pull.
Nah, but you probably... Oh, yeah, Maelstrom with
Yeah.
Bloodlust, and it even procs.
It
It's
checks the counter
amazing.
spell.
Oh my.
No, he
This
just tested
Maelstrom.
Bitcoin. He
Oh,
tested
sorry, I
already
missed that.
with
Yeah, I was
Bitcoin.
too busy
Yeah.
just giggling to myself.
He should Maelstrom just for the.
Yeah, but he wants to do it last. He wants to put him exactly at 1, I think, or at 2.
Maelstrom, Maelstrom.
He will Maelstrom, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
Look at this. 2 mana with Melegas. 6 mana Maelstrom. Feels
Orange
good.
just can't
7 mana. Oh, man. 7. Oh. 7 AoE. 2 mana, 7 AoE, and
Turn
there we
seven.
go.
Turn
This
7.
one.
Wow.